Hi again, Shotzi here, Andrew Shaw. This is now the second installment of my revisiting this painting I did a few months ago. And I just want to kind of add a little bit more detail, get a little more clarity. You can see now I'm working on the shirt. It's a white shirt, but notice how few marks on the shirt are actually pure white. Much of it is in shadow or reflecting. And typically for white shirt, a gray or blue are the typical colors reflecting. As per usual, as I've said many times, I like to move all around, not spend too much time in any one area. Just kind of building, making things a bit tighter, still trying to maintain a loose, expressive style, even though I'm trying to tighten things up a little bit. Using a fairly small brush at this point in time, I want to be able to have control, be able to make marks, small marks in small areas. It's now moving over to the other guy. Back to the hair, wherever I see white, this is now I'm kind of really focused on the very light white. Touch up his watch a little bit. Touch up the front of this car that's close by. Now moving to the background. I just want to kind of tighten the background up, move it to the same level of clarity as I have of the figures, and also lighten the whole thing. It felt it was kind of dull back there. See, I'm using kind of a neutral, kind of gray, adding a shaded part to make it more three-dimensional. Now moving to this archway. It's kind of very dark where the sun doesn't reach inside the archway. The other parts, the sun is hitting, and it's going to affect and tend to make it lighter. Using kind of this grayish blue. Also quite thin. I'm using some medium so that as it dries, whatever's underneath will show through a little bit. Sticking with the background, making the lights a bit lighter and the darks a bit darker. Remembering this is the negative space around the figures. And I can use that negative space as needed to fine-tune the shape of the figures. Working on this van, just tightening it up a little tiny bit, get a little bit more structure, make it more clear what it is. The focal point of the painting, of course, is the main figure walking in the middle. I don't want to have anything too detailed or too striking that's going to pull the attention of the viewer. I want them to notice the background, but not have it be the main focus. And putting in some lights, going over that little sign. And bring us a little bit of different color just for variety, a little bit of green, using kind of as a shadow. A few spots where the sun isn't reaching. Even some yellow there. It's a bit ambiguous what everything is, but that's sort of intentional. I say I don't want the attention away from the figures. I want the background to still have structure and to have it make sense. By using the dark and negative space, I create separation between different parts of the buildings. Here's some negative space around the second figure, working around his hat. A couple of ears he's got there. I'm moving to the pants. I just want to kind of bring them a little bit more clear. We, of course, know their pants because of their location. I want to have it sort of match the level of detail and clarity of the shirt and the face. Now working on the other guy and working on his shirts. I had a little bit too dark. And then I'm looking at his pants. And remember, as I said, all the paint here is transparent or semi-transparent. So as it dries, whatever's underneath will show through a little bit. It won't dry exactly like this. Finding some of the darker spots on the shirts. Lower down, as his back turns under, away from the sun, to his belt. Touching up his hair a little bit. Making little minor adjustments. Putting a little bit of light there in his arm before the elbow was going to be pointed up, catching a little bit of sun, so it's going to be a little bit lighter. Now, of course, moving to the other guy's hand and wrist. Just trying to make it a little bit sharper, a little bit more clear. Same thing with his face. Just drawing greater distinctions between the light and the dark. Things are very clear. The bottom of the shirt will cast a bit of a shadow onto the pants. All right, that's about it. Thank you. I might do another one of the installments of this painting at some point in the future. I will have other ones coming up soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.